What's up, everybody? Brant Phillips with Real Estate Fundamentals, and I'm coming back to the mailbox. So I've mentioned it before. If you guys have questions, you're not certain about something, you need a little help, you need a little feedback, hit me up. Hit me via email, Facebook, YouTube message, platform, whatever it is, and I'll do my best to respond to all these messages. So here's a message. Here's a message I received. I'm just going to read it for you guys. This is, "Hi, Brant. I just finished reading your book, How to Flip a House." This book right here, by the way, How to Flip a House. It's on Amazon, flipahousebook.com. You can get a free chapter. Anyways, "Hi, Brant. I just finished reading your book, How to Flip a House. The very first book I've ever chosen to begin my research on home flipping. I found it very insightful and detailed, as well as inspiring." Thank you very much, sir. "Thank you for writing such a masterpiece." Wow, I've never been told my book was a masterpiece before, but I appreciate that. It says, "A potential future builder for many. I am an immigrant with little English, little money, and little knowledge about America. However, I must admit my goals aren't as little. Reading your book has definitely boosted my confidence. One thing I couldn't find, or maybe I missed, was how to structure a flipping business as an entity, like an incorporation, corporation, an LLC, a C-Corp, S-Corp, etc. I know it's something I would have to reach out to a lawyer or CPA, yet I would be so grateful if you had some suggestions about it or a resource where I could find it. I totally understand you cannot give any legal advice, but a friendly, advice would be more than welcome. Thank you again for writing such an incredible book." So, first, for this viewer, I really appreciate your message, appreciate you reaching out. So let me dive into the question now. So I have to always, you hear people say this all the time. I'm not an attorney, a CPA, or anything like that. And I'm definitely not. So there's a reason I really didn't address that issue in the book. It's because it's not something I'm an expert on. It's not something that I want to really give people advice on. I'm not going to do that here. But I will tell you what I was told, and I'll share this with you, what I was told, and I will share with you what I did and things that for you to consider. So when I started investing, I started buying rental properties, and I was advised by someone who had done hundreds of deals not to put these in an LLC, to put them in my personal name. And that's what I did. So I bought my first 10 rental properties in my personal name. Now, I did get an additional insurance policy called an umbrella policy to provide just a little bit more of security insurance, so to speak, with, liabilities and if in the event that should anything happen. But then, I was really starting to take my business to another level, and I sought out legal counsel. And after that point in time, I began putting properties in individual LLCs. Now, anyone watching this, you really do need to speak to an attorney and a real estate attorney and a professional in your area. I get it, like we're all trying to save money, but if you're really taking your business seriously, you're going to have to invest some money in legal counsel, in people getting some people to advise you and help you along. So there's different schools of thought, and like I said, I'm not an attorney, but you may want to consider limiting the number of properties that you put in an LLC. You may consider a series LLC if they have those in your state. But here's the thing. When I do get this question a lot, people are just starting out. Some of my coaching students like, "Man, do I need to start an LLC?" I've met a lot of people who get into real estate and literally do, flip a couple of houses, and honestly, they find that, real estate's not for them. Or, just to be quite frank, they give up and they don't pursue it any further. So setting up an LLC and a corporation, in my opinion, would have been a big, time and financial expense that they really didn't need. So I would talk to people in your area. I would look at also getting some additional insurance in the beginning if you're not going to go with an LLC, because look, let's be honest here too. A lot of people getting into the flipping business, they have, like, a lot of people are starting out like I started. I had nothing. I was broke. So liability protection, things like that. Like, I didn't have any assets. You know, I wasn't really worried about losing everything because I had nothing. Okay. So a lot of people are, you know, at that point where they don't have anything to lose and they're worried about what are you protecting, right? So what are you protecting? So look at some, you know, more cost-effective routes with getting an umbrella policy, getting some different types of insurances in place until you determine that, yes, you are going to you're really gonna take a run at this. You're gonna become, you know, professional real estate professional, real estate investor. Then you really need to invest in some legal counsel and getting things set up the right way. So you know, for this viewer, I appreciate your message. I hope I answered your question. That's really just been my experience. How I started out. I started out with no legal structure, just buying in my personal name. Since then, we've formed multiple entities that we buy and hold real estate. And I think I have 7 LLCs now. And I have primarily S-Corps is what I have today. And every time that we buy a big development, we put in its own LLC. For individual houses, we do not. We have different LLCs that we put homes on in, depending on if they're short-term hold, so short-term fix and flip, long-term hold, rental property. I have some partnerships and things like that. Anyways, I hope this message was helpful to everyone who watched this. Like I said, hit me up if you have questions. I'd love to give you a video response, share it with everybody else, and help everyone else along. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're receiving value from my channel. I appreciate you guys, and all the best.